It's vacation time. It's holiday time. You know, we just decided to hop on here real quick before everybody goes on vacation because we're not doing a show tomorrow, of course. It's
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. And
Yes.
so we just wanted to hop in, check in with everybody really quickly, and just touch base on the situation happening with Mr. Kendrick Lamar and Mr. Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. Shout out to Mr. Al P in the
Hmm.
chat. We see you, brother. Thank you for checking in. Um,
Yes.
yeah, you want to let some more people in, or you want to start chatting,
No,
start talking?
no, things are happening. So as long as folks are watching, as long as people are doing the thing, we just really appreciate y'all for taking some time out as we. So in full disclosure, so let's explain. I do want to explain what's happening here. So the goal tonight too, IG is home. Like we love it here on Instagram. We are here all the time. And what's happening, Stephanie? It is so good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully our show, by the way, was good for you when you was cooking yesterday. Hopefully that did what you needed it to do. But we wanted to try. So we've been granted access as Q points to go live on TikTok, which is like way earlier than we should get it. But we got to do all of this stuff before we go live. The problem is one of the things we need is to be together, and TikTok wants us to go live for a certain period of time before it'll give us that. So we gave it a shot, but I am just happy that we get a chance to rap tonight, Sir Daniel, because it has been a wild couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, it was just last Friday that, that Kendrick pulled the Beyonce and dropped the surprise album entitled G and X.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's all everybody can talk about
Yep.
because one, it slaps,
Yes.
and two, it's just it's Kendrick Lamar, and he's
Yes.
going to give you a body of work. He's going to give you some raps to think about, and like I said, there's going to be some bops on there as well. So since then, literally this week, Drake has responded by filing several petitions
Mm-hmm.
against the parent company Universal Music
Yes.
Group. This is unprecedented,
Mm-hmm.
and it has yes, mustard. It has a lot of implications, and it has a lot of um um. It's going to have a long lasting effect on hip hop and Drake for
Yes.
that matter.
Yes. So one of the things, Sir Daniel, that I had to do is I didn't know what a petition was. So that was the first thing I had. I was like, what does this mean? Is this a lawsuit? Right?
Right.
That's the first place my head went. And then I looked, and then through my research, YouTube University, it was like, no, 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 no. A petition is a way, it's a legal maneuver to be able to gather information. So you file a petition so then you can get the information you need in order if you choose to file a petition. Now, Sir Daniel, you're absolutely right. I will tell you, so I'm sitting in two places with this. Stuff can be two things. This thing is like four things, actually.
Yes.
But my first thought, my first visceral reaction was this is the least hip hop thing I have ever seen.
I mean, Drake. Let's just call a thing a thing. Drake has really all the implications about Drake being light skinned and being of mixed race and
Mm-hmm.
having a Jewish parent
Mm-hmm.
are all being used against him right now. It is, like you said, the least hip hop thing that you could ever do. There are so many implications of Drake's actions on street culture right now by involving the legal system. First things first, the number one rule of street life is no snitching.
Right.
And this might be, even though he's not necessarily snitching on Kendrick, there's still some dry snitching involved, right?
Yes. Yes.
And that's, like you said, that's like the least hip hop thing you can do. People are calling him a Karen. It's just there's going to be so many long lasting effects on his persona, on his reputation in the rap world, that
Yes.
I don't know. We're one of the questions we're asking is he going to be able to come back from this?
I do want to think. I do want to answer that. Let's get there. I do want to answer that.
We'll get there.
But here's what's been sitting with me, Sir Daniel, especially over the last couple of days. So I've been telling Sir Daniel, I've been really taking in just like a lot of different content, because I also wanted to not let my knee-jerk reaction of this not being hip-hop be like where I stopped at this. Here is where I blame hip-hop's commercial rise. Now I'm blaming hip-hop for this.
Okay.
So what has essentially happened is hip-hop is a commercial entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a business. We have turned it into a business. The reason why Drake exists in the way that he exists is because of the business of hip hop, right? He doesn't have to be from the culture. He only has to exist in it and be allowed to move within it in order to be a successful artist. So the reason why this has happened is because the culture stopped being the important thing. The business became the important thing, right? So there's Mark saying it in the chat, right? Mark is tuning in. Oh, Mark is on a plane.
He's traveling.
Mark.
Thank you,
Tuning
Mark.
in on a plane.
Thank you. They're traveling, and they're safe travels to you, Mark.
Yes.
And I hope that you get to your destination safely. Thank you for taking us with you.
Yes.
But I think what you're getting at, J. Ray, is like you're right. The culture, the commodity that it has become, has created an environment where getting your lawyers involved and is a thing.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, though, there are two things could be correct at the same time, could be true at the same time. People are talking about that he can sue because of the I guess the defamation part of some of those lyrics. That's open. I don't, other rappers, I've heard rappers say really disgusting things about each other before, and nobody has brought a lawsuit.
So here's the thing. This is probably why I'm going to use an I statement. This is probably why I'm not worth like $500 million. Yeah. Drake is like, see, what happened was my business got impacted. Right. Now you in my pockets. So I don't give a damn about hip hop culture, what the legacy of battle rapping is. Universal Music Group, you should have protected me, your commodity, and I want to know what happened, because I'm trying to get to the bottom of how did y'all let me and my business get damaged, right? That right there is stuff can be two things. I'm like, as a business person, I completely get that sentiment of wanting to do it. And at the same time, sometimes I would think,
You
like, if you're
gotta
doing
take
hip hop, you
that
just gotta
L.
take one for the team. You just gotta take this
Yeah.
L because you are part of hip hop culture, and the code up until this point of hip hop has been, this is not the way we do things. However, so to go back to your question that you asked, I think I would have said, no, it's not possible for him to come back from this. Do I think hip hop as a culture will ever take Drake seriously? No. But I think there are a bunch of Drake fans that don't give a damn about hip hop anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's just so much. What I'm struggling with, the challenge that I'm having is with the hypocrisy of a lot of people that are involving themselves in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like in one breath, you can have someone like a Drake who, when will use Kendrick's lyrics as evidence
Mm-hmm.
of defamation in his court trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then on the same hand, Drake was screaming free thugger during the whole YSL trial when YSL's lyrics were being used against them in RICO charges and charges of
Mm-hmm.
conspiracy and gang activity, so on and so forth. So it's like you can't have it both ways. Are you are you saying don't use rap lyrics against me? This is freedom of speech? Or no, this went too far. You called me a pedophile. And now this is affecting my business. This is too much. I can't deal with this. Which is it?
I think it is. I think it's both. I think at the end of the day, if Donald Trump has proven nothing, Donald Trump has proven that you only have to be about the thing that you're about at the time that you're about it.
Yeah.
If you're not about that thing tomorrow, you could just not be about that. Right now, Drake is making the argument that I don't care nothing about hip hop code. I don't care nothing about that. I am a business. These lyrics, this affected me. They absolutely can be used in my situation. Free Thugger all day.
Right.
Free YSL all day. I don't care what's happening over there, but what's happening over here is I'm going to use these lyrics because my business is impacted by it. Now, here's the other thing that's so crazy. Drake don't even need the money.
You know, and one can argue that he is set for life. And legit, he is.
Yeah.
He came, he did his big one. He um he got ridiculously wealthy off of this culture.
Yes.
You know, one can say the same thing about um someone like MC Hammer,
Mm-hmm.
who came along, even though MC Hammer was not part of a huge diss war,
Mm-hmm.
but Hammer was a butt of jokes, a butt of a lot of hip hop jokes and punchlines, so much to the point where he doesn't participate in anything hip hop related anymore because
No.
he was not respected and embraced while he was actively in the hip hop arena.
Mm-hmm.
But he made a lot of money. I don't know how much of it was kept, but he made a lot of money. And the argument can be, well, he got his money, he did his big one, and now he's out. He's still comfortable. The same thing could be said for people like a young MC, who a lot of people then didn't take
Yeah.
seriously as a hip hop artist, got his money, and is still living comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot
That brother
could,
is
could
rolling in
give a
dough.
damn about, whether he was the realest or the hardest lyrics. Sir Mix-a-Lot is a gajillionaire and will continue to make money hand over fist because of his business acumen, but will continue to do so because of his contribution to the culture. And I don't think you don't see him suing anyone or saying, y'all didn't treat me well, or, I don't think it wasn't taken to the extent that it was, but he's not doing that. There's lots of people who have come and gone in hip hop who have certain levels of respect that were, garnered during their tenure in rap music, and they made their money and they peacefully exited. I don't see what is keeping Drake from doing the same thing, from peacefully saying, you know what, y'all got me, y'all. I'm the bad guy here. Y'all don't appreciate me right now. I'm just gonna step back. I'm gonna take care of my child. I'm going to, still run these businesses on the low and still collect money. In the next 10 years, when y'all want to have some type of reunion or have some type of celebration, and like it always does, it comes back around, hey, you know what, that Drake guy wasn't that bad. Let's celebrate Drake. When you want to call me for that kind of show and you want me to show up, I may or may not show up. But right now, that's that.
Sir Daniel, I actually obviously don't know if this is true, but I think that is what this is. I actually think this is Drake. This is Drake's way of being like I'm gonna burn some stuff down on the way out.
Yep.
I lost this battle, mercilessly lost this battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
My name, as far as like a hip hop artist, is in the mud. I can't do that anymore. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get everything that's coming to me from Universal and Spotify and iHeart. I'm going to dig deep in them pockets because all three of them should have protected me. But since they didn't, I'm going to get up in them pockets and I'm gone.
Well, you know what? And what I'm seeing people say is that the reason why he is going specifically after Universal and naming bots as the main enemy here is because he knows that they've used that in his favor in the past. So what he's saying is, okay, I'm just going to lift up the skirt on this whole operation, and if I got to go down, y'all got to go down too. Which is, I'm kind of not mad at it because I get it. It's like, oh, okay, so y'all want to do this? Well, nobody's gonna eat. Nobody ate.
Right. Nobody eats.
Nobody eats. And so, it's petty, and I kind of get it. That's some Scorpio. That's really some Scorpio nonsense right there. And but I think what we'll see though is what this is going to do is it's going to force artists to really have to step their game up and not rely on a machine
Yes.
to propel them to the forefront. Your music is going to have to organically take you places. And I think that's something that where a lot of people might be scared about.
I also think the other thing, Sir Daniel, is yes to that. I think the artists, the true artists that are not necessarily focused on the commercial side of it, will do that, right? We'll be like, okay, I think those artists will actually say, well, what's the point of the label for real now? Like if I really got to do all of this stuff to build this audience and y'all can't do the push of the button thing that you used to be able to do to make it happen for me, why do I need y'all? I don't really need y'all. So I think that's a thing that's really could be scary for the industry.
Yes.
I think also that for the record labels, it the music business is built on payola. It just
Oh yeah.
is. We know that it is. It's part of the game. It's been part of the game. So the question is, what's left? You know what I mean? If at the end of the day, this thing that this house was built on, which was a house of cards anyway, that was like bound to fall over at some point. If this house of cards that this thing is built on like tips over because of Drake, who has a lot of money and resources and time, right, to figure this thing out, what's left? I used to think like, yo, these dudes are like really, really powerful and whatever, whatever. But Drake is huge.
What I keep going back to and thinking about is that these were the things that the accusations that people were making against him was one that you're not tough. You're not a tough guy.
No.
You're not a tough guy. You're not built for the street side of things, and you're really not like that as an MC.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're like that as a performer. You have surrounded yourself with some really dope writers,
Mm-hmm.
and you just in the past you happen to have had opponents who did not have the same type of star appeal that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like it when I think about what happened between him and Meek,
Mm-hmm.
Meek was bound to lose that because Meek does not have that gravitas that Drake has.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
clear. Meek was kind of corny.
Mm-hmm.
You had the whole thing of with his relationship with Nicki Minaj working against him
Yep.
at the same time. All of that stuff was happening. So that was bound to go against Meek. And that was bound to go in Drake's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake, yes, Mark, is Drake is a pop
Mm-hmm.
artist. And so he's got his pop
Masquerading
audience.
as a rapper.
Exactly. So he's got his pop audience and he can go play over there. He really truly is operating in a privilege that a lot of people don't have. And I think what people don't realize is when we talk about what white privilege is in America, this is an
This is
example of what white privilege is. And yes, Drake is black because he has a black father, and he uses that to his advantage when he wants to. But when it all boils down to it, he has a privilege because of his mixed heritage, his complexion, all of that stuff. He uses to his advantage, and I'm not faulting him for that. If you have it, use it. If it's in your
yes.
toolbox, you may as well use it. But I think what people have been trying to say, and what a lot of rap artists like Yasin Bey,
Mm-hmm.
Little Kim, all of these people
DMX,
have
rest in peace.
DMX, all of them have been saying this guy is dangerous to the actual culture of hip hop. He is not hip hop.
You, I want to throw. I want to throw the something at you like you preached up there. That's
Shout
it.
out to Dr. Ed too.
Shout out to Dr. Ed Garnes, the psychological wage of whiteness that Du Bois talked about. Drake is the rare artist in hip hop that can literally leave it behind and walk into something else.
Yeah.
Offset can't do that.
Nope.
What other Kendrick Lamar can't do that. You can't leave the blackness of hip hop behind and go and make a rock album in the same sort of way. I do think to that point, I do think Drake was with the Nevermind album, the House album, I always said, and I think I said it on the show, that this was like a test to see what was possible for him outside of hip hop. He threw some hip hop at the end there and was like, okay, y'all apparently still want me to be hip hop. So I'm going to keep being hip hop right now. But I truly believe you are absolutely correct. This is what those people were talking about that folks weren't paying attention to. They were like, nah, this dude right here, though, is something else. And we can't let this happen. But the problem is hip hop is so big business today. And it was already happening in the 80s and the 90s, y'all. This is not new. Drake is just the ultimate manifestation of what hip hop was going to be.
There is no difference between Drake and Kid Rock, Vanilla Ice, the Beastie Boys, Justin Timberlake. There is no difference
Jack
between
Harlow.
Jack Harlow. There's no difference between him and those people. The only difference between them and them is that he got a black daddy.
Yep.
But they've been able to, like you said, they cherry picked what they wanted from the culture. They reaped the benefits. Mark Wahlberg,
yep.
All of them.
List goes.
They came and they can go, and the list goes on. And it just makes me, when you hear people talking about policing and gatekeeping the culture, at first it sounded like, we're being paranoid. It's okay. Hip hop is a universal culture. It belongs to the world now, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
But this is a prime example of what happens when we stop vetting people in a sense, and we started letting business trump the art side of the music, of hip hop culture, of rap music. When that business took over and became more important than the actual art and the actual culture, it was a done data. Because I'm telling you right now, on the battle circuit, J. Ray, prime example, Remy Ma was standing at her own, she was on the sideline at her own Chrome 23. I believe it wasn't one of her own Chrome 23 battles. And two MCs were battling and used her and accused her of cheating on her husband during their battle. And she had to stand by the sideline, ice grill, and not have a reaction because that's what the battle called for. And to this day, she has not said anything or addressed anything with regards to her marriage.
Yes.
But that happened. She didn't call up an attorney. She said, I'm not putting you off for libel, for accusing me of being an adulteress and accusing me of stepping out of my marriage. Nah, that was part of the battle. That was part of the hip hop. Can you imagine if Foxy Brown and Foxy Brown sent Lil' Kim a cease and desist?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Now, would they? Well, let's take it to Big and Pop. Would they still be alive? We don't know.
So here's the thing. I think that there are elements of hip hop culture that we can certainly critique and certainly can be revised. I think that battling makes you, if you care, makes you a better MC, right? If you take the battle seriously, you lose one, you win the next one, right? Because you study, you get better, you figure it out, you move on. Because it used to be true that everybody wanted to be the best MC. That was the most important thing.
Right.
Am I respected? Do people think I'm nice? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was important. It's that's not the thing now. That's not the thing. No one cares if you nice. Nobody cares if you write your own stuff. I mean, which has never really been a thing. None of the people really wrote, but it's just not a thing. People don't care if you're nice or not anymore. So to your point, one, I can't imagine. Two, there are instances where we wish the battles didn't go that far, right? The battle went too far. Big and Pac are a perfect example, and there are other examples. But at the same time, you can, those folks in their time, I'm sure it wasn't even a thought, like, because it's like, no, hip hop, we are hip hop culture. That's not what hip hop culture is. Now, what Drake is showing us is this is hip hop now. This is it. This is it. And I'm sure, I want to know what KRS-One has to say. I'm sure he's like, I've been seeing it. This is what's been happening.
People, and you know what? People like KRS-One probably have been warning us for years about hip hop becoming this.
This is hip hop.
And
do we want that? So is this, Sir Daniel? This is not. I don't love that, right? I'm like, if I could take one thing and be like, okay, this part of the culture, like that is not the culture I signed up for.
Well, I think
the culture where we call the law on each other. No,
because of words.
Because of words.
I don't know. It's really bewildering to me. Like some people are like, no, he's well within his rights. You know, this is they'll calling somebody a pedophile. That's defamation of character, and that's going to affect him throughout his life. Is it though? Has an investigation been opened up on him? Like, no.
There's nothing legal happening around this. Like, it was a rap battle.
It was a rap. The only thing that this is drawing question to, and this is because he wants to burn. He's feeling, if I can't live in this house, I'm going to burn the whole thing down. Is Universal Music Group being exposed for using that technology to force people to hear things and to stream things even if they didn't want to. And that's why we continue to purchase music and continue to have like solid and what's the word I'm looking for? Tangible art. We continue to use that to show that, hey, I like this, I'm supporting it with my money, and I can play it when and wherever I want to. I'm not allowing your algorithm to pick stuff for me.
Yes.
And yet, maybe we're dinosaurs, and that's why we're not being affected by this. But he's really just burning down a system that has co-opted the culture. And who knows, that might work out for the culture in the long run. Maybe this will force artists to really not rely on the technology and the algorithms to get their music to the masses. But I was also going to say, with regards to where we are as a culture, another thing that this brings light to is what I've always been saying. A lot of people now, rappers are, nobody's rapping, nobody's listening, nobody's listening to understand. People are just saying stuff because they want to be right. And and I call it the disease to be right.
Yeah.
When you want to be right so bad, you're going to say anything and not listen and not try to listen with understanding. There's nobody listening with nuance anymore. Nobody's rapping with nuance anymore. It's just how it is. And I don't know. I just really think that this is kind of a wake up call for what we've been seeing, and to think this all came about. I think this really, the knife was turned when probably when Kendrick was offered the Super Bowl performance. That was like the
Yo.
extra, and it was like, oh, so y'all gonna reward him? He's being rewarded for being the better rapper. J. Ray, Meg Thee Stallion went to court, had to go to court, not because she pressed charges. She went to court because the state picked up charges.
Yep.
Diddy is trying to get bail because the state picked up charges. There are legit victims that are pressing charges because actual things happened to their person.
Yes.
Their bodies were violated. Their livelihoods were violated. We're still talking about a war of words here. and again, no, these are just petitions.
They're just petitions.
These are just petitions. They're not lawsuits, but still, everybody is like, yo, Karen, you just called 911 on the whole culture.
This rapper guy, K. Dot,
He
said
set up a they've set up a barbecue outside on the lawn, and like they're crip walking, and I don't understand what is going on. I'm feeling really unsafe. I need somebody to come by here and like get them in order, because this is not right.
But what this also says too, this says a lot. Drake had to know that this was going to be the perception that people had, and he still said, I don't give a damn about none of that. Do this petition because these people gonna have to run me my money. That right there is like, wow, you actually knew how people would react to this and rolled them dice anyway, because, and I truly believe this, I truly believe he was like, they black, I don't care what these black folks is talking about anyway. Like, it's okay. I don't need them.
And it lets me know that he truly, I don't think he celebrates the culture of hip hop. I don't think he celebrates that, or he's trying to preserve that. I think he's trying to preserve celebrity. That's what's important to him. Celebrity is what's important to him. Celebrity keeps the lights on. Celebrity will keep his child in private school for the rest of his life. Celebrity will create that lifestyle that he's always wanted. And that's that. Damn, this culture thing, you know, you're cheesing me, dog. I don't care about that. I don't care about that culture, dog.
So, Sir Daniel, then the question is,
the question at hand, yeah.
What's next for hip hop? Like, this truly is like change. This could change everything, because if this, first of all, the inkling of these petitions will have rappers on edge, because they will be like, I don't want nobody else doing no petition on me. So battles will look real different, right? For better or for worse. That, but also just the idea of like, yo, we are now at the point where the culture don't matter. Is there a way back? Is there a way back?
I don't think there's a way to go back for anything, because we don't have time machines. We can't go back. only thing we can do is we can go forward. I think what will have to happen is we will have to have um, there will have to be implicit and intentional movements like Q Points podcast
Yes.
that will celebrate and make space for people who want to do things in a traditional manner, or who even push the culture forward and push the art forward. There'll be room. We have to create platforms for them. We got to create um we got to create ways that they can be celebrated, and that we use the technology that we do have to share it around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as going back to the way things used to be, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. We have to just be really serious about moving forward and doing a little gatekeeping and
Ashe.
being intentional about who participates in this. You know, stop.
Yeah.
I've been saying it on this podcast. We're gonna stop with these cookout invites.
No,
Y'all a
yes.
little too loosey goosey with the cookout invites.
2025, just no.
No,
None of them can come. Period. Okay, none of them can come. This is family only in 2025, right? No new friends, right? In 2025. But
exactly.
and I'm with you. I think one of the things that I'm feeling really passionate about in this moment too is rekindling the love for our history. Our music history is so rich and it's so important, and it used to matter so much more. It used to matter, and I want to get us to the point where people care about knowing what shoulders they stand on.
Mm-hmm.
If for nothing else than to feel better about the stuff that you do. I just think folks just don't care like we used to. And if there's one thing that we can do, I can do. If there's one thing that I can do, and I'm hoping that we can do at Q Points, is just rekindle that spark of like, nah, this matters. This history matters. The lineage in which you stand really does matter. So you make different decisions. I feel like Drake could have chose a whole bunch of ways to do things. This is the way he chose, and it's whatever. It's his business, not ours. But at the end of the day, man, it's whack to me. That's all. That's it. It's just whack to me.
Yeah.
I hope you get all the money you want.
I hope you get what you wanted. And go with God.
Go with God.
Go with God. We people are going to continue bumping
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar. People are going to continue bumping
Drake.
Drake.
People will still bump. I mean,
Right now, it's just not popular. That's the thing that gets me, is he could have just sat it out and waited till he became popular again. Which, with the collective attention span that we have, he would have been back. His redemption tour could have started at the top of 2025, and by summer 2025, he would have been back on tour. He would have had a new album. All would have been right with the world, and nobody would have been the worse for it.
He literally could have done that. Like, you know what? Kendrick is a businessman too. He could have called up Kendrick and be like, look, homie, you won that thing. Me and you, let's hop on a joint. Da 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 da. Let's do the thing. Whatever. There could have been a whole, and you are absolutely right. Drake would have been back on top.
It could have been it could have been another Nas and Hove moment.
Absolutely.
They right now, this is their summer jam screen.
Yep.
This is their summer jam. But they could have had a moment where they both came out in their
Yep.
tuxedos, high fiving,
And
and
brought
doing the
J.
whole
Cole out. The
nine.
big three. Big three. Just do the big three. Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, 2025. It would have went crazy.
Now Pusha T wouldn't have had none of that. Pusha T would
No.
still be like, nah, I'm still not fucking
Nah.
with that. But I think it could have been Kendrick and Drake having a whole Jay-Z and Nas moment. Yeah, y'all guys
For the
just have,
culture.
for the culture, you guys have to, and then you guys have to really decide, um, create boundaries.
Yeah.
Like if you want, like the same way there's a street code, there could be a code or a boundary when it comes to these raps. Now, if you feel like anything is is on the table and you can say anything, and you gotta be ready to understand the same thing can happen to you. It's just part of it. But if you don't want to participate in that, don't participate in it.
Our brother J. Cole got so much flack for bowing out, and he literally said, "You know what? I'm not gonna do this.
He said, "No, no, my
I'm not
brother.
built for this. No, my brother. You got
He's
to buy
got to
your
get your own." He saw it. He saw what I think Cole saw what could have happened and was like, you know what? No. I at least I'm not gonna be involved in it.
Yeah.
So it's just
Oh, let's send some love to Stephanie. It looks like she got a kitchen sink thing happening. We so sorry, sis. We hope that
uh-oh.
get fixed. It's Thanksgiving Eve. We need you to finish that meal.
Oh no.
Yes. So sorry. Sending you some love, Stephanie. Oh my God. Uh Sir Daniel, I'm glad we hopped on IG and just rapped. See how we did this for easily like an hour. I knew we had a lot to talk about with this one.
And it's for a handful of our people that get it, that understand. We thank you for tuning in. We
Yes.
thank you for sharing your Thanksgiving Eve with us. Like I said, we know everybody's going to be busy tomorrow. Tomorrow's about family. Hopefully this doesn't take over the conversation at the dinner table. It's just like with politics. Don't bring up politics, don't bring up the election, and don't bring up Drake and Kendrick Lamar at the table because it's gonna cause turmoil. So leave that out of the Thanksgiving conversation tomorrow, y'all. Q points, we did the talking for you. We know that all them other podcasts have been talking about it ad nauseum.
Yes.
We're the only ones that actually made sense. But yeah, just keep it going.
Oh my God. Come on. And we're rapping just as Mark is landing.
See,
Thank you, Mark.
the perfect way to suspend your flight.
Y'all, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. And Sir Daniel, I'll talk to you, but enjoy your Thanksgiving, Sir Daniel.
You do the same.
Thank
Love on
you.
your family for me.
Thank you, I will.
Enjoy the food. I know we've got a house full right now.
Yes, love on your
And
family too, man.
so, and be safe,
Yes.
everybody. Not
Yes.
just Jared. Everybody watching right now, y'all. Please be safe with each
Yes.
other, and love on each other, and just experience what this holiday is supposed to be about. And
Yes.
we will see you on the next go round. It's like you know what to do. You already follow Q points. You know how to get to it's magazine.qpoints.com. I got it
Absolutely.
right. Magazine.qpoints.com. J Ray has worked so hard on that newsletter, that Substack. It looks beautiful. It's perfection. If you need something to read on your flight back home, make sure you subscribe to that
Yes.
and take it with you. That's magazine.qpoint.com.
Yeah.
And of course, We're here on Instagram at Q Points Pod, and the same thing for our website, qpoints.com. And well, I think I just did your
You
job. I
did, but
just
it's all
completely
good.
walked over your script.
It's fine. It is absolutely fine. It is the holiday. So I'll do your ending. So as
Please.
Sir Daniel says at the end of every show, in this life you have a choice. You can
Mm-hmm.
either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I'm Jay Ray.
And I'm PJ Sir Daniel, and this has been Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We will see you on the next go round. Happy holidays, everybody! Shout out to Southwest for the free Wi-Fi. I know
Yes.
that's right. Peace,
Peace, y'all.
y'all.